But your word is God's word. Your voice is God's voice. And you, Jeremiah, are God's prophet.
Good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News. I trust you're having a lovely Sunday so far. Well, here on Lunchtime News, we have a comprehensive bulletin. And to kick us off, before we kick off, remember our sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. My name is Jacky Wambiru. And now off to the stories. Residents of Mitamisi area of Mwingi North are calling on the government to provide long-term solutions to drought in the area. The locals say relief aid is not enough, and so there is need to ensure the area is equipped with a regular water supply. The residents spoke when they received some relief assistance from a local NGO to cushion them against drought and famine.
Mitamisi area in Mwingi North constituency, bordering Kitui and Tana River counties. A prolonged season of drought has left many people here with nothing to eat, with some forced to trek for several kilometers in search of water.
Ile sehemu nyingine wanaenda kuchota maji ni kilomita 6 kutoka hapa. Ndio kuna visima ambavyo zinapatikana maji. Na ile sehemu nyingine kuna maji kwa wingi ni kilomita 19 kutoka hapa kwa Roko catchment ya Ngomeni.
The situation forcing a local NGO to offer food donations to the most vulnerable in Mwingi North and even source for donors to fund the education of children from vulnerable families.
So my NGO is here firmly to intervene and help this community. One, to get food, as well as giving every child we have managed to recruit in our NGO a gold.
Wanapeana mbuzi ambazo zitasaidia watoto kwa ajili ya karo, na pia wameleta chakula.
It is a helping hand that has been received with much gratitude, with the residents also calling on both the county and the national government to also intervene.
Tunaomba serikali tupatie chakula, tupatie maji, kwa sababu tuko na shida.
This even as they lamented over the deteriorating state of security in the area due to banditry attacks. For Lunchtime News, I'm Safin Aching Oma.
Now in the political arena, KANU Chairman Mwea has hinted at a looming cabinet reshuffle following the ruling of the Court of Appeal that upheld the annulment of the Building Bridges Initiative constitutional reform process. Mwea claims President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on reorganizing the government as he does his last lap. This even as the withdrawal of the elite GSU officers from Deputy President William Ruto's residence continue to draw criticism.
Tunaomba maelewano katika
KANU Chairman Mwea, who chose to speak in his native language while in Baringo, told residents that President Uhuru Kenyatta would in the coming weeks reorganize government as he forms a government of national unity.
We must make sure we have people in leadership positions, and moving forward, there are changes coming.
If today you are removed and another person is given, they are all Kenyans. They have equal right to positions. You've served the term you've served, another person could test. I have no problem with it, as long as it is not done in a manner to suggest that somebody is being punished.
President Kenyatta has so far met ODM leader Raila Odinga and the One Kenya Alliance principals twice in successive weeks, with another meeting slated for the coming week. In Western Kenya, a section of leaders in the region is calling on ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi and Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula to make up their mind on their political alliance ahead of the 2022 general election. Led by Busia Governor Sospita Ojamong, the leaders claim that Mudavadi and Wetangula risk being left out of government as the country would coalesce around ODM leader Raila Odinga.
Wawe nyuma ya huyu mzee, Mudavadi pia awe nyuma ya huyu mzee. Ndio wale wakienda sasa wakibaki na huyu mwingine sasa tuone tutapiga namna gani. Ama mnasemaje sivyo?
We must make a decision ambayo itahakikisha the western region iko ndani na katikati ya serikali ijayo.
In the meantime, Mvita MP Abdulsmad Nasir has told of Deputy President William Ruto and his allies, accusing them of dragging ODM leader Raila Odinga's name in their tribulations. Nasir says Odinga is not part of the Jubilee administration and shouldn't therefore be blamed for decisions made by the Jubilee administration that Ruto serves in.
Waliyefanya maovu ni nyinyi. Kabla hamjafanya maovu tuliwakanya. Mulipofanya maovu tukawaambia mnawafanya ni maovu. Kwani hii signature ya SGR aliyoiweka ni Raila Odinga ama ni Abdulswamad? Walohakikisha ya kwa SGR mpaka sasa haiwezi kujilipa ni wao.
Nasir also claims the bad blood between Ruto and his boss had nothing to do with the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Odinga, claiming it was out of the misdeeds of the country's number 2.
Sababu ya handshake ilikuwa ni moja tu. Handshake ilikuweko ili hii nchi matiagas ziweze kupumzika, watu wasife, pasimwagike na damu, kazi iweze kuendelea.
This even as West Pokot County professionals called on the international community to intervene in the matter of the withdrawal of the elite GSU officers guarding the Deputy President's residence and in their place the administration police, claiming it's a ploy to eliminate him. The professionals who staged a demonstration in Kapenguria are reading malice in the withdrawal and want the officers deployed back to Ruto's residence.
My opinion ya kuchunga ofisi ya chief si ya Deputy President haiwezekani. Tunaelewa hata tukiwa mashinane, tunaelewa askari ya AP ndio anachunga chief.
Deputy President si appointee, ni mtu ni mtu elected. Hatuwezi kubali hiyo maneno ambayo mnafanya, mkwamishe maneno yenu mara moja, na tunataka serikali arudishe.
Meanwhile, clergy and post-election violence victims in the country have warned that continued polarization of a nation by top leaders risks sliding the country back to tribal skirmishes. Speaking in Nakuru, the victims under the umbrella Kenya Internally Displaced Persons Organization said it was evident that the masses were being incited against each other and are now calling for a ceasefire between President Kenyatta and his deputy.
Tunaomba maelewano katika taifa letu, viongozi wapatane, waelewane ili hata mwananchi wa kawaida awe na amani.
Mambo ambayo sasa tunasikia.
And now on health matters, a section of the clergy in Kisii is urging the government to step up civic education on the COVID-19 vaccine. The clergy says a section of Kenyans is yet to understand the truth and importance of the jab, a situation which may lead to vaccine apathy in some parts of the country. Bishop Charles Mosome of the Anointed Faith Mission Church says with adequate information, people will be in a position to make an informed decision on the uptake of the vaccine.
Watu waelimishwe, na hiyo ndio imekosa katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Na kama watu wataelimishwa, hautasikia hiyo maswali. Watu wakielimishwa, daktari waelimishwe, walimu waelimishwe, maofisi na watu wote na raia hata katika mashinani. Hii mambo ya vaccination haitakuwa shida. Hii utaona kila mtu anachanjwa kwa sababu amefundishwa na ameelewa.
Residents of Madagesi village in Fafi constituency will now have a permanent water source after the government, through Kenya Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project in Garissa, completed drilling a borehole in the area. According to Water Resources Authority Garissa Coordinator Abdi Omar, the borehole has a capacity to produce 30,000 litres of water per hour, adequate to sufficiently serve all the residents and their livestock.
Speaking during the test pumping of the borehole at Madagesi in Garissa, Kenya Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project, KDRDIP's project coordinator Mohammed Farah said they have been funding the drilling of more boreholes in Fafi, Dadaab and Lagdera sub-counties to help the residents access water, especially during the dry season.
There's in a severe drought now, and I hope this is going to alleviate the scarcity of water in this constituency. We have drilled so far 9 boreholes. This has been the last borehole. The others are already in use.
Farah said KDRDIP will drill 7 more boreholes in the sub-county to ensure the communities have sufficient and quality water for human consumption. Area Chief Aiden Shidodama said although most people had moved to other regions in search of water and pasture for their livestock, the presence of a water source in the area will bring them back.
Maji hii itakuwa imesaidia sana. Upande ya mifugo ni hiyo. Upande ya maisha hapa imejengwa ECD kwa ajili ya ukosefu wa maji imefungwa. Sasa hii kama tumepata maji, shule itafunguliwa na watoto wataanza kusoma madrasa na pia shule ya kawaida.
The chief urged the community to set up a management committee to take care of the water project and ensure that the borehole is not exposed to vandalism. Fafi MP Abdikadir Mohammed said the water projects have greatly improved the lives and livelihood of the people. Caroline Kamar reporting for Lunchtime News.
Now, parents in Busia have been urged to be proactive and create ample time to connect with their children and help them nurture their talents. Education stakeholders say parents should take advantage of the half-term break and understand the needs and challenges of their school-going children. Speaking during a talent search competition in Busia town, education stakeholders challenge parents to take a more proactive role in their children's lives through listening, connecting and nurturing their talents.
Parents of Busia to come in, accept that their children can be talented. You find you want to begin a music club, you want to begin a drama club, the parents will say that is waste of time. The children are supposed to go to class, they're supposed to read, they want their children to be doctors, teachers. When you hear a child singing, they imagine this is just waste of time. I urge parents of Busia to stop this mentality that talent is a waste of time, talent is misbehaving, talent is for crooks. No. Let us nurture the talent in children.
We should help our children to nurture their talents. We should realize what they like most, what they like doing, and we should help them financially. Although I can't say it's easy, it's hard because some of these talents need finances. But as a parent, we should just try and help them.
The stakeholders, however, lamented that the county lacks initiatives to nurture talent in children, calling on the government to put in place measures.
We had children who are saying that they are CEOs and directors of small companies that they have created. In Busia, I have not heard of any child who has a small company that assists the needy, that assists other children in doing other things.
The group calling on parents to coordinate with teachers at school to discover and nurture children's talent, as well as work hand in hand with stakeholders in the industry.
If your child is good in modeling, look for the people who are already in the modeling field to be able to give you a platform to bring the talent of your child out. Because you cannot get a platform to showcase to the world what your child can give if you are sitting with your child at home.
Meanwhile, over 50 households at the Osiri Matanda gold mines in MIGORI County have been forced to relocate after their houses were destroyed by earth tremors this morning. The makeshift shelters, which are mainly used by artisan gold miners, crumbled following what residents termed as an underground movement, which left visible gaping cracks in the region.
Residents here say they were alerted by what they thought was an earthquake and scampered for safety, only to return and find their houses swallowed by the ground.
Pia hatujui humu ndani chochote ambacho kimetokea kwa sababu sisi tuko nje, lakini ni mstari wa shimo ambao watu wanatumia kupata mali yao ama mahitaji yao ya kila siku. Sasa kila ambacho kimetendeka huko chini enyewe sisi hatujui. Sasa nawahimiza sana vijana, wakati ambapo tunaingia huko chini tuhakikishe kwamba angalau tumejisajili mahali. Kuna mahali tumeacha majina yetu ambapo tukio kama hili likitokea tunaweza tambulika kwa haraka.
Some, oblivious to the dangers that they were exposing themselves to, opted to refill the deep cracks with soil to save their houses. Moses Owigo, who is among the affected, said he felt some underground movement but thought it was the normal mining activities taking place. Minutes later, he saw part of his house sinking.
Tunahitaji watu wa Red Cross angalau mahali ambapo tunafanyia kazi kama hii. Tunahitaji wale ambao wanafanya huduma ya dharura tukio kama hili likitendeka. Tusingoje sana kama wale ambao si wananchi wa Kenya. Huenda tukio kama hili kimetendeka kuanzia saa 3 mpaka wakati kama huu. Wale wa huduma wa kwanza tujawahi ona, hata kuna mtu anashughulika.
Owigo said he has lost goods worth 1.3 million shillings. Osiri Matanda gold miners chairperson Kefas Ojuka said they are currently staring at a disaster in waiting and urged those in affected regions to consider moving to safer grounds.
As a leadership, we advise our people to vacate the place because we are not sure how long this is going to happen. But kulingana na hiyo kidogo machache tumefanya upelelezi na tukajua hiyo pande nyingine iko safe.
Ojuka said it's the first time they have experienced such an incident, adding that they will take the necessary safety precautions to save lives.
Wenye wamekuwa affected ni karibu, we are about between 20 to 25 households wamepoteza mali.
Matanda informal settlement has a population of close to 20,000 people, majority of whom do underground mining. The miners are now appealing to the National Environmental Management Authority NEMA to assess the place and advise on the next course of action, given that it's the breadbasket of the region. Beatrice Gatonyengetich, Lunchtime News.
Well, that report by Beatrice Gatonye brings us to a fast break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. We'll be back in a jiff.
Serikali ya KANU iongozwa na kiongozi shupavu katika kontinenti la Afrika nzima, na ndipo basi rais na KANU na serikali ikajitolea na wakauliza hata wapinzani na kila mmoja aungane na sisi sasa kuhakikisha kwamba tunatafutia vijana wetu nafasi za kazi.
Yeah. Take a musical trip around Africa right here on KBC Channel 1. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. on Afro Vibes.
Because this is the hottest show right now.
We give you a musical cocktail from North Africa, Central Africa, West, South and East of Africa.
We are live and we are loud.
Where about it today? I want to show them my attitude today.
Your Sunday will never be the same again with
DJ D and
DJ Leo
on Afro Vibes.
Your musical passport to Africa.
Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself.
We nani?
Unataka nini hapa? Umefuata nini hapa wewe? Ondoka hapa. Sije kukupiga panga. Ondoka.
All respect tell you that we need you at our office.
This is not to
No, come inside my house. Excuse me. No, we're not using any force. If you want us to use force, we'll mimi maybe
kutoka siku hizo zote ulikuwa kwa wapi?
Maisha mke wangu, tusuliane maisha. Madamu nimekuja ni hai sio.
Abdalla. Wewe kweli?
Unashangaa nini?
Nobody will believe you because you say a terrible truth. You preach the end among terrorized men.
My name is Jeremiah.
But your word is God's word. Your voice is God's voice. And you, Jeremiah, are God's prophet.
Welcome back. Now, Miss Sharon Obara is the new Miss World Kenya 2021. The excited finalist says the journey to the crown hasn't been an easy one, but she is grateful for the chance to represent Kenya on the global stage. Speaking during the event held at the Trademark Hotel, Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs Cabinet Secretary Joe Musharu assured the pageant of the government support, saying the talent and beauty the country has to offer deserves all the support it can get.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Beauty and vibrance characterized the evening at the Trademark Hotel as the 16 Miss World Kenya 2021 finalists graced the stage for one last show in a bid to get the much-desired crown.
Anywhere that you go to, run into you.
The models will then proceed to showcase their different individual talents to an excited gathering of government officials and beauty pageant lovers present. Soon after, guests were treated to different categories in the pageant, including a dance segment, cultural wear, and the evening gown category.
But still, baby, don't die young.
The different categories of clothing will then end paving way for the moment of truth.
But the judges are reminding me it is Sharon Obara.
Congratulations, and we have a new
Miss World Kenya 2021.
The newly crowned Miss World Kenya 2021, Miss Sharon Obara, filled with emotions, finally took her seat and crown from her predecessor, Wavinya Maria. Sharon says with the win and the new mantle, she hopes to bring to light awareness on mental health issues.
Because the pandemic has taken a toll on a lot of people, especially mentally. So we are championing for inclusivity and ways in which we can help each other to make ourselves better and tomorrow even better.
These efforts are set to receive a shot in the arm thanks to CS Joe Mushero assuring the pageant of the government's support.
I want to assure you that as a government, as a ministry, we will step up and we will come and we will support you. I will talk with the Ministry of Culture as well. We will sit and we will come and support you.
The CS, who was celebrating his birthday, added that Kenya has a lot to offer both in talent and beauty with brains, and that young people should feel assured of his ministry's support.
One of the most important things for our young people to know is that they are important and that they are valued and that we can be able to take this country to the next level using our young people. And what I have seen here today is going to demonstrate even to the rest of the world that Kenya has a lot of beauty. And with the beauty that we have to harness that, and we have to make sure that that is what we're going to use as we move forward to the next level.
The winner, who was contesting for the second time this year, finished with a word of encouragement for those seeking to join beauty pageants in the future.
There are days when you are super high, you're super excited. Some days you can't even get the motivation to come for the boot camp. So it all starts with your thoughts. If you tell yourself, I'm going to have a good day, you're going to have a good day. Don't let the external pressures box you down. It's all about what's in the mind.
She will be representing Kenya in Puerto Rico in December at the global competition. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
Well, congratulations to the newly crowned Miss World Kenya. Now, still on matters politics, Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi is emphasizing on the need to resuscitate the economy for it to work for all Kenyans. While attending a church service at Africa Independent Pentecostal Church of Kenya in Githunguri, Kiambu County, Mudavadi called on the people of central Kenya to support his presidential bid, saying he is fit to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta come 2022. Mudavadi says he will introduce good agriculture practices such as smart farming and boost entrepreneurial activities in Mount Kenya region, noting that Mount Kenya is one of the densely populated regions. Mudavadi says his government will ensure equal distribution of government funds and resources for equal representation to be achieved. Now, residents of Mwea town have decried discrimination in corporate social responsibility activities from the KANU superhighway construction. They claim, unlike them, communities in Machakos, Murang'a, Kirinyaga and Nyeri counties residing along the highway have benefited from the construction of markets, schools, boda sheds and health facilities.
To assess the impact of the construction of the KANU Highway on communities living along its route, former Embu Senator Lenny Kivuti said he would channel the grievances of Mwea residents to the leadership in Embu County.
Kuna plan hapa ya makutano pande ya Kirinyaga. Hao tayari wako na sheds ya kina mama wa soko, wako na shed ya bodaboda, wako na center itajengwa fish market, na wako na ring road.
Kivuti further urged residents of Mwea to engage in developmental politics as opposed to seeking handouts. The superhighway project aims at facelifting markets, schools, boda sheds and health facilities that are close to the superhighway. Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
And in the sports arena, Nancy Chelangat coach qualified for the finals of the women's 1500 T1 win after finishing fourth in her qualifying round of the race at the ongoing Paralympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. Our reporter Elena Shiveka brings us up to date with the latest from the 16th edition of the Games that end on 5th September.
Kenya will be represented by Rio Paralympic 1500-meter T11 silver medalist Nancy Kiplagat Koech, who this morning qualified for tomorrow's final in the race despite finishing fourth in her heat. Nancy clocked 4 minutes 51.68 seconds in a heat that produced the fastest times, won by South African Kotsel Luzan, who was timed at 4 minutes 49.24 seconds. Nancy and his guide runner, who is apparently his elder brother, Geoffrey Kiplagat, affirmed that their target was to qualify for tomorrow's final.
Nilianza vizuri, nikamaliza 800 vizuri, nikaenda ya tatu, nikasikia chote imekuwa mingi sana, karibu kunitupa, lakini naomba Mungu amenisaidia, nimekuja na 451 na nimeingia final.
Tunaongea lugha ya mama ya nyumbani, so nilikuwa naambia yeye avumilie angalau tufuzu tuende final.
Another Kenyan athlete in the race, Mary Waithera Njoroge, failed to make the final even though she finished third in the first heat, which was very slow. Waithera had very high hopes of making it to the final, but in vain.
Because the qualification, you got the first to across the line, then the two fastest. So unaona siku make first to across the line.
Immediately after the final of the women's 1500-meter T11 at 9:38 a.m., the men's 1500-meter T11 heats will follow at 9:48 a.m. Kenya's flag bearers will include Wilson B. in the first heat and Eric Kiptoo-Sang in the second heat. Meanwhile, Pararower Asia Mohammed wound up her participation in this year's Paralympic Games, finishing 6th in the classification event that took place this morning at the Sea Forest Waterway course. Reporting for KBC Sports from Tokyo, Japan, I am Elena Shiveka.
Meanwhile, Manchester United will be without Scott McTominay when they play away to Wolves at the Molineux Stadium after the Scottish midfielder underwent a groin surgery early this week. Meanwhile, 10-man Chelsea held on to a 1-1 draw against Liverpool at the Anfield Stadium after James Rees was shown a red card for handling the ball while denying the Reds a goal-scoring opportunity.
Scott McTominay joins Manchester United's absentee list that includes forward Marcus Rashford, fullback Alex Telles, defender Phil Jones and goalkeeper Jordan Henderson, who is recovering from coronavirus. United will be looking for redemption against Wolves after a disappointing 1-1 draw against Southampton last weekend.
Any manager, like Jose said last week, is always looking for a little bit more, but I have to say that the transfer business that we've done this summer, of course, I'm happy with the numbers we have, with the quality we have, with the personalities we brought in, with the atmosphere and the spirit in the squad is really good.
On the other hand, Wolves could have defensive duo of Yasin Mosquera and Willy Bowley available after hamstring injuries, but Pedro Neto and Johnny remain out. Daniel Podence will be hoping to feature after returning from a groin problem to score in Tuesday's 4-0 Carabao win at Nottingham Forest. Meanwhile, 10-man Chelsea, despite being a man less for the entirety of the second half, Chelsea was able to hang on for a 1-1 draw, taking their tally to 7 points so far, level with Liverpool.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. My name is Jacky, and our sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. Have a lovely Sunday.